Westminster, where important events happen every day. Now an important event is happening for one hospitality company. The InterContinental Hotel Group is about to open its first new hotel in London for 36 years, and BigHospitality has been given a sneak preview. Come and join us as we take a tour of the hotel. The InterContinental London Westminster has been several years in the making, with the hotel group spending millions to convert the former government building, the Queen Anne's Chambers, into a luxury 256-bedroom hotel with restaurant and bar. I caught up with its general manager, Andrew Coney, to find out more about the hotel and his plans for it going forward, starting by asking him why the company had waited 36 years to open a new InterContinental hotel in London.
The point has been reached where I think now we're going back into these cities, and certainly Paris is a good example, New York is another good example, and now London, where there is the space for more InterContinental hotels. I think it's very much our approach that brand is key, and therefore we should be there with a real presence in these key cities, whether it's Holiday Inn, Crowne Plaza and InterContinental. So here we are, yes, 36 years later, but now with two InterContinentals. This area is going through some considerable regeneration. Between Westminster and Victoria, there's a lot of investment right now, a lot of infrastructure replacement and a lot of new buildings. So there's a lot of business coming to this area, and I think therefore there's something for us to capitalise on.
We're here in Westminster, the seat of power. Do you see politicians as one of your main markets to reach?
I think that we can split our users into two very clear groups. And I think the politicians fall more into what we call the players, the people who play this area. Westminster, and what is generally known as the Westminster Village, is that circle of people that bring politics to life and give it a real buzz. So whether it's politicians, journalists, civil servants, lobbyists, and that's where the business comes into it, they, I think, need a real place to migrate to, a hub. And we've often said this should be the hub of the Westminster Village, where stories break, where people go to hear what's happening, but also get some first-class luxury and some great hospitality. The other aspect is that you just make sure that people who work here really understand and get what this area is all about. So whether it's discretion, you may overhear things that are critical and quite important and quite newsworthy, well then keep it to yourself. And understand that people around here go through some slightly different pressures to other people. It is a very high-pressured area, and if somebody just walks in and they've just been grilled by a Commons Select Committee, you don't just ask them if they've had a great day. You kind of empathise with them and have that gin and tonic waiting for them.
The hotel's opening has created 180 jobs, and Andrew told me about some innovative ways he's been using to recruit staff.
So we approached Soldier On. Their role is to find jobs for people who have either left the forces under redundancy or through medical reasons. And we've taken on a handful of candidates. It's been a process that's been very, very carefully managed, and we just wanted to make sure it was people coming into the right roles. It's obviously a very clear change in career, but we felt they were the sort of people who've got a real understanding of discipline, who can make decisions on their feet, and actually don't take no for an answer. They think about an answer. They think about, how am I going to make this work? And you know what? The first signs of their integration into the team have been fantastic. They're really, really good people.
The hotel's dining and drinking facilities are expected to be an important part of its operation, so I asked Marketing Director Ed Purnell to reveal a few more details.
Blue Boar Smokehouse and Bar is essentially the sum of two parts. The bar part, which is what we're currently sitting in, and it's really modelled on a sophisticated British pub, which we feel is very much appropriate for this area of Westminster. And then the Smokehouse, which is a 110 cover restaurant, really celebrating the best of British produce and taking on some American pitmaster technique. So we've taken on John Ingram, who's executive chef for the whole hotel. And John's real speciality is smoking. So smoking over charcoal, smoking over coals as well. He's got a fantastic wood and barbecue oven in his kitchen. And he's looking at some of that great British produce and then looking at American dishes and cooking them as we would be able to here with our beautiful fresh Provenance produce. So we have signature dishes ranging from baby back ribs through to brisket and pulled pork and pulled lamb, as well as some great British classics. The separate street access for Blue Boar really lends to our strategy of having this as a destination place to meet, eat and drink. It's quite interesting when you get people walking through the Blue Boar entrance. They have no understanding that it's part of a hotel, and when they get through to the Smokehouse and they may be having a look around, they can't believe how large the space is. And I think it's going to be great in an area that is probably undergoing as much development as it ever has done in its 600-700 year history. It's important that with the international businesses that are bringing their headquarters here and some of the fashion business that's coming into the area as well, that we're able to really offer a destination that is aligned with the offerings in Mayfair and Soho, so that the Victoria and the Westminster area can really be elevated to be a major entertainment part of London as well. It's probably going to take 3 or 4 years for the whole area to be redeveloped, but I think the opening of both Blue Boar and the InterContinental London Westminster should prove a legacy for future years as to what we can expect in the area.